Yeah, hello, my dear students, my beloved student. How are you today? Today is a good day the Lord have made. There is no better place to start the day rather than in the presence of God, right? So we need to start the day in the presence of God, and we need to acknowledge the various things that the God is doing for us. Woke up this morning, we are healthy, right? You can be able to eat your food. Some people are there now, they don't even have appetite to eat. You see, the bread in our lungs, we need to thank God. So we mustn't take these things for granted. Like God's mercies and faithfulness is being renewed every morning. Like I was telling the previous class, you mustn't allow the difficulties of yesterday to define today's possibility for you. Right. So God is great. He knows everything. He knows the end, even from the beginning. He knows tomorrow. He knows everything. Right. So we give him the gratitude. He deserve our praises. He deserve our honor. Right. So by virtue of that, there is nothing we can do without him in support. Right. We humbly commit this lesson to his hand to guide us through, and we humbly ask for his wisdom. Right. Okay, guys, that is very, very important. So today we are going to discuss about disruptive behavior and their consequences on the project team. Right. Now you already started disturbing me. What's that? Okay, good. All right. Disrupting. That is a kind of disruptive behavior. Right? Next time you mustn't do it like that. What do we mean by being disruptive? You know, when you look at the world these days, right? You know, we got disruption and deceptiveness, right? In a project environment, we equally have those type of behaviors that tends to distract the project from its main goal. You understand what I'm saying, right? For example, we are here now, you eating in the class is a disruptive behavior. You need to focus. You need to focus. And you making noise a lot in the class. I don't know why, what is making you to be too much excited or whatever, but you must keep that excitement to yourself rather than using it to constitute what I would call a kind of nuisance to others. Right. Okay, that is that. So disruptive behavior creates poor dynamics and reduces performance. Of course. Can you see what I have here? Can you see it from there? Right? It causes what? It creates poor dynamics. What do we mean by dynamics? Don't worry. If they are interested, they will come here. It's when they fail, they see that the world is not so easy. Hello, you must make sure that you come here early. You are on the air now, right? This video goes around globally. Sit down. Hello, sit down. I'm gonna talk to you later, not now. Hello, mind you, don't disturb the camera, eh? Please, don't drag your chairs on the floor. Learn how to sit down quietly. Did you see? Please, man. If the video is still you that are gonna watch it. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you see, you shooting yourself on your foot. Right. So Dynamics. When you are working a project is a teamwork, right? Each member of the project team should have that team spirit to be able to work in unison, right, together. So if any particular member or individual of the project group happens to constitute that type of behavior that is disruptive in the project, at the end of the day, it's going to affect that team spirit, of course. Not only that, it's going to affect the performance. It's going to reduce the performance. For example, I want to give you a typical example of what happened just now, right? You were supposed to be seated here a long time ago. Sit down quietly to listen to my offering, my delivery of this lecture. Now you're coming late. As you are coming, you distracted. You distracted us. Came in, you were dragging your chairs and making noise to affect the performance of what we are doing here. You see? So that kind of disruptive behavior mustn't be allowed in a project environment. Of course, this is a project environment. Do you understand what I mean? Right. That is what we are trying to explain here, the consequence. So what are the type of disruptive behaviors we can pick up? By now you are not new to disruptive behavior. We've just seen some here now. For example, wait, let me land first before you ask questions. I don't want you to be disruptive, right? Unless it's a constructive question. Right? Go out and answer your phone, please. Don't drag chairs on the floor. Ignoring others' ideas. Imagine you working in a project environment. You got beautiful ideas, constructive ideas, right? Ideas that are progressive. You want to contribute to the project. You got your own input. You feel that once I put this in, it's gonna take the project from one level to the other. Now you come up with the idea, somebody shooting it down, say, sit down. We are not going to do it like that. How will you feel as a team member? It's disruptive, right? You will feel as being excluded, like somebody standing outside a closed door, rather than standing on the threshold of where the project is happening. You will feel excluded. How will you feel when you are coming in and the door is closed? You're not able to get in. That means you are being excluded. You won't feel happy. So those are some of the consequences that we are talking about. Ignorant idea. Poor listening is disruptive. There are certain people, younger, she's sleeping. My friend, let me warn you one last time. Please don't disturb. Sit down. Please. That is the more reason I want to see your parent. Right? Poor listening. There are certain people, when you are talking to them or talking with them, if you will, they will not even care to listen to you before they start responding. It's disruptive. You understand? Most of you, you've experienced this kind of scenario that I'm talking about. Because if you don't listen, even myself, sometimes I found myself a victim to such. I told myself now I have to be more disciplined when I'm talking to somebody, most especially on phone or in a meeting. I'm further doing that. I don't allow that person to finish speaking before I jump in. Right? It's disruptive. I want to discipline myself now to stop doing that. You understand what I mean? Right. So poor listening, it boosts It activates misunderstanding. It activates misunderstanding. You know activator? You put activator in your hair, right? Why do you put activator in your hair? It's to moisten it. It boosts misunderstanding. I'm talking without you, right, being patient enough to listen to what I'm going to say. You just jump in and start talking. You're not going to understand what I'm saying. It can even cause misunderstanding, a big problem in the house. Even sometimes I tell my child, you must listen first before you respond. Because sometimes you just hear few of the words and that person hasn't finished. Then you take that few words, you misconstrue the statement, and you end up giving a wrong response, which could lead to a state of misunderstanding. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You must first of all listen. Right. Even if you are somebody that listens to preach, if you go to church, they preach. They even tell you that before you respond, you pause first. Don't just respond immediately. Sometimes you receive emails, right? Try to practice it. When you receive a message, don't just respond instantly. You pause. If you are somebody that embrace God as being the first, you pray first before you respond. Say, God, guide me regarding what I'm going to respond on. Sorry. Right? So, negative attitude. Right. What kind of behavior is this? Disruptive behavior. Right. Look at it. It's leaving the door open. Right? Please sit down quietly without dragging chairs on the floor. All right. Now, negative. Hello, please. Don't take the whole 30 minutes to sit down. Why are you moving up and down? This is what I said. Don't drag. Okay. Now, negative attitude. How does negative attitude create a kind of or reduces the performance of a project or create poor dynamics? Right. You see, one that is negative, we always tell you that what you are going to achieve is not going to be possible. Or what you are doing is not going to achieve it. Right? I can call it a devilish thought. It's an evil thought. The devil will always come to you